I was 10-year-old again, right? If I knew then what I didn't know now, right?
What you know now, you mean?
I would, yeah. What I know now, I should
Tell
have.
yourself to try harder at school.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah,
try and do
they should have
something.
taught us. They should have taught us earlier and helped us more to say what's coming. Then at school, take notice of your parents and say, hey, when you leave school, your days they'll go on and on and they'll wish they listened to the parents, but we didn't. We didn't, did we all? We didn't.
So what would you say to yourself if you were 10-year-old again?
Well, I'd do what I did, work hard and not get into trouble. I don't think I'd change anything, but the kids these days, I don't think they know 10-year-old, they're not,
You've got a card?
not savvy about things like we were. Yeah, they have no respect nowadays. We got a good hiding if we disrespected anybody.
Used to give you the clip.
Yeah, he did.
So what would you say to yourself if you were 10-year-old again?
Stick in school, because education is the key. I mean, I learned to read literally, say 6 years ago, read and write. I'm nearly 50 now. But my education is miles better than it was, and I just wish I stuck it. Honestly, that's it. I lost everything because I wasn't willing to learn. I was an idiot.
So that's what you tell kids?
I tell them all the time.
Yeah.
Education is the key. Knowledge is power.
What would you tell your 10-year-old self now if you could go back?
So many things. The first thing I'd tell myself is to listen to your parents, because when you grow older and you have your own kids, you start saying to them the same things that they said to you. And your parents always have your best interests at heart, so although sometimes you argue with them, listen to what they're saying. I'd tell myself, before you speak, listen. Before you criticise, wait. Before you spend, earn. That's a good one. Life's kind of like a journey. You go up, you go down, you go this way, you go that way. Sometimes you even go backwards. So just learn from your mistakes. Everyone makes mistakes, just learn from them. Always try and do the right thing and be truthful to yourself, because at the end of the day, you've got yourself to answer to. There's so many things, so many things, but try and have a little bit of faith. And if you can, go to church or spend time with people who do have a bit of faith, because that's what set me on the right path.
So what would you say to yourself if you were 10-year-old again?
Go back to school most probably.
Yeah. What would you change about your life?
Don't know. Get a decent job, man. Just keep off the streets, shit all in it.
Would you do anything different now, if you could?
I'm most probably just want to use my time a bit better instead of just sat about being lazy.
So if you could go back and tell your 10-year-old self something, give yourself some advice, what would it be?
Yeah, I wish I could go back to being 10 years old, but I think my advice would be for children to be allowed to speak up, and the likes of councils and MPs, and put things forward, and for more activities for children. There's absolutely nothing in Middlesbrough for children, and I think if there was, there'd be less trouble, I guess.
If there was more for them to do.
If there was more things for them to do. I mean, when they're at school, they're occupied, but outside of school,
just got nothing else.
There's nothing for children, and I think the society that we live in now, we know a lot more. I certainly know a lot more since the age of 10 years. I just wish that there was things out there for children. to keep them safe as well as keep them occupied. So.
What would you do now if you could go back and actually tell your 10-year-old self anything?
I'd go back to school, I wouldn't nick off school, I wouldn't go back jumping, I wouldn't go to the allotments. I'd stay at school and study for my exams.
You work hard and try and do something.
Work hard and better myself.
Can you say anything about the education system? Do you think that the kids need more education, or do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I do think the education is definitely going in the right direction for children, but I do think there should be a lot more help for children that need help at school. I've found with my own children going through education that there doesn't seem to be the help that they've needed in school. You're having to go elsewhere and get advice and chase other routes. But I do think there still needs to be a lot of work to do in education.
All the idiots, think of your life, do not do what you're doing, have a bit of common sense and think of other people. That's the way I'd look at things. You know what I mean? Yes, I would. If I only could, I surely would. Your turn. I'd rather be a name. Yes, I would. If I only could, I truly would. Come on then, Charlie.
Well done.
I'd like to sail away.